Hey y'all,
What's up, y'all?
I'm Elise,
I'm Will.
and this
This
is
is
Team
Team
Tatum.
Tatum.
Team Tatum. Today we are watching Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 Psycho, starring
Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh, among others.
where
So, synopsis, for those who don't know, and I'm going to read it verbatim so we don't have no problems. A secretary on the run for embezzlement takes refuge at a secluded California motel owned by a repressed man and his overbearing mother.
that's what it's about. All right.
I did not know that going into the movie. By the way, neither one of us have seen the original Psycho. You saw
Before we watched it this
the
time.
remake with Vince Vaughn.
Mhm.
I saw bits and pieces of the remake with Vince Vaughn, but not like watched it. But
We both knew what the movie was about,
some hard
but
quotes.
we hadn't actually seen it before.
Right, this is one of those movies where if you didn't watch it when it came out, pretty much been spoiled for you in terms of like the meat and potatoes of it. That didn't hinder our watching of it. Like, it was still enjoyable to watch, but we knew about the infamous shower scene and the twist at the end and all of that. But I didn't know what led up to her being in the hotel or motel, rather.
You know who her is, right?
Janet Leigh.
Not you, them.
Oh, them.
Of course, you know who she is. You know what I'm talking about, her brother.
Who is?
Jamie Lee Curtis's mother.
Bam. But yeah, I didn't know about the whole embezzlement thing. So, real quick, I'm not gonna do our usual recap.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
But she works at a bank, and she's entrusted with this money to go. No, she works at a realtor's office, and is entrusted with the money for this house that this guy's buying. And instead of going to deposit the money in the bank, she skips out.
She said, "This is my chance." It was $40,000, which was a whole lot of money. It nice
is equal
money to me today.
Right,
However,
I'll take 40. I'll take 40 G's right now. But it
in
is equivalent
1960.
to over 400,000. I think it was like 418,000 in today. Well, I think the last time they did it was like 2022 or something like that. But
AKA, you can start your life over somewhere else.
right. So, what I noticed in the movie is that when we first see her, so the movie starts off with her just getting down with this dude, which we immediately like, is he married? You fooling around?
Y'all cheating?
They were not cheating, but they were not married. She wanted to get married, and he was like, baby, you know what it is. But she's in white, so she got the white bra on and the white slip. But after she steal the money, she go back to her place and pack up a suitcase and then dip out of town. But now she done gone to work, so the movie starts off with them fooling around. She go to work and then gets this money and goes home. Somehow she is now in a black bra and black slip. And when I was watching, I was like, oh, I see what you did there. Now she doing evil work. She wearing a black, because in movies white represents pure black or good guy, and black is bad guy.
Evil.
So yeah, I did notice that. I like that. That was cool. But yeah, she's on the run and winds up. Well, not on the run, but she's skipping town. She stole the money to be with her boo thing, and she gets to the motel, and shocked us, she died in the next like 20 minutes.
Yeah, when we watched this,
We
we
were
were
like,
like, what? She did already?
She died already.
I thought this was the point of the movie.
Right, we thought it was gonna be like some build up and some tension to like, oh girl, get out of there. Like, why are you still at the hotel? But no, they killed that chick off real quick.
Like, is this a short film? We didn't know about it. Is it about to go off right now?
Right, this is still Act 1. I was like, I just knew she wouldn't die until Act 3, but nah, they killed her off mad early.
Mm-hmm.
So that was already like, okay, all right, I'm invested. For real, for real. But yeah, that was crazy. Neither one of us expected that.
Right.
And Anthony Perkins' character is, that sweet but weird guy that we all know is like, he's nice.
Like, oh, he's just misunderstood. He just hasn't been around people a lot, so he doesn't know how to interact.
Yeah,
that's
clearly
what he gives off.
But yeah, because again, we know what happens in the movie. We like, no, that fool crazy.
I ain't know.
What do you mean, you know?
Before watching this, I knew she got killed, but I didn't know who the killer was.
Oh,
Never mind. I didn't know. Just kidding, everybody.
Anyway, it was like the music was cool. Actually, the music was really nice, and it was one of those rare cases where a movie uses one song, but it's not annoying. It's used like just right, and it's long enough and has sections to it where different parts of the song can be used for different like moods or whatever.
Like that movie we watched yesterday. I was so tired of them playing that song the whole movie. Golly.
It was getting annoying.
All about it.
But yeah, this is one of those cases where they did it right. Actually, that dude, he got paid. So Alfred Hitchcock paid the dude, and then once he saw like the movie together, maybe not the whole thing, but once he started like hearing the music in there, he was like, "I'm doubling your pay. That's too good." He doubled that man's money.
Shout out to AH, which no one has ever called him before.
Ever called that. And it's in black and white, which neither one of us care about.
Yeah,
that's fine. It was
a very crisp black and white too.
It was real nice black and white, and it could have been done in color. It was during the time where color was a thing, but he specifically made it in black and white to help with the rating, kind of like how in Kill Bill Volume 1, the scene with the crazy 88 switches to black and white.
Blood splatter scene.
Yeah.
It was like, hey,
so it goes down. Speaking of rating, we obviously missed the spoilers section. I'll have it down at the bottom.
If you haven't seen it yet, you know about it just like we knew about it when we came in. We ain't putting no spoiler alert.
But going back to the rating, this was super full of stuff that they were like, oh my god. Not in a horror sense, but just in the people were just like unnerved.
Yeah, like, I ain't seen that before type of situation.
Yeah. So number one, very first scene, nobody had ever seen in a movie people just get done having sex. So that already people was like, man, the movie just started and y'all already doing taboo stuff. Yeah, I brought my children in. Fast forward to when she's got the money, right? And she's adding up to all the money, and then she rips up the paper and flushes it down the toilet. First American movie to not only show a toilet, but showing it flushed. Like, apparently that was like super taboo. You could show the bathroom, but usually you only see like the sink, the shower, the like little vanity mirror. You never see the toilet. I never thought about that before.
I don't even like if I'm doing the hotel tour videos and stuff, I don't like recording the toilet on it. I usually go like
people don't. It makes people unnervous. So yeah, that was like back-to-back things. And then of course, like her being in the shower, people were like, oh my god, a woman in the shower, she butt naked, even though you didn't see nothing.
The imagination.
Of course, the stabbing. And there was technically more blood, but he dialed it back because he didn't want no problems. You don't want no problems. You just talk like you do. He was already pushing it with the toilet, but he specifically wrote the toilet scene the way he did so that it was integral to the story, so they couldn't tell him to cut it. Because he was like, I can't just show a toilet. Like, I gotta make it so that it's part of the storyline. But yeah, Anthony Perkins did a great job of walking that tightrope between being, just he's a little
different.
He's different.
And being like, I need to get up out of here. It was crazy. But yeah, when he killed her, we was nervous for him. When he dumped the car in the water, we were like, that car ain't sinking, my guy.
It's not going in.
We were like, what you gonna do? We're like,
go jump on
the hood. a little bit, pushed the car down. I was like, did you not check and see if this was deep enough? This is a shallow river. You didn't put this in.
Waist deep river. You done threw his car.
But it did eventually sink along with the money. And the money wound up being just what got her killed. Basically, her greed is what got her killed because he don't even notice the money because she had it hidden, and he just took all her stuff in the room,
threw it in the thing,
threw it in there. But anyway, you get the cool shot. It was a little cheesy, by today's standards, but the cool shot of the detective getting killed, going down the stairs, and then. Her sister and her little boy toy come looking for her because they ain't seen her or whatever. And her boss was calling like, "Yo, not only she ain't came into work, but also $40,000 is missing."
And I saw her earlier today. Looked like she was heading out of town.
Right. But yeah, that comes to the climax, and then you find out that Norman is his mom, and that
the grandma, the baby.
You the dog, mother love. But he's he is her, and her is him. So you see that his mom, even though you've been seeing her in the window, that's just been her corpse. Like
they arguing with each other.
Right. Really, really good job on that. And then it gets to the end, and then this psychiatrist does a big exposition dump about what all transpired or whatever in a very cold way. Like he don't really seem to care that this lady sister just died, got murdered, and he's like, let me tell you what happened or whatever, blah blah blah. And it's just more so like, man, this is fascinating. It's like this woman grieving over it.
She was like, so is my sister dead?
He's like, oh yeah, she absolutely did. Let me tell you how it happened though.
Yeah.
And then it does this creepy voiceover of it's Norman. You're seeing Norman, but you're hearing his mom's voice.
Yeah, she basically took over at this point.
Yeah, he done snapped. He out. His mom personality done took over. And she's like, I'm not even gonna kill this fly. I know they watching me. That way they'll be like, she's so sweet, she wouldn't even harm a fly. Which I had a slight problem with because I say hurt a fly and not harm a fly. So I was like,
I think the original one is harm a fly.
Harm. Okay,
but what she had said before then was, she was like, you going down for this, not me. They know I'm just this little sweet old lady. I can't kill nobody. You going to jail. But like, he's so messed up in the head.
He don't see the difference?
Yeah. The mama really thinks that she can leave
right
if Norman gets arrested and vice versa. And so she's like, I'm just going to sit here and be good. That way they arrest you and I can go on about my merry way, basically. And then black screen or something. I don't know if it was an actual black screen.
I think it faded. But that's
the movie ended.
That's neither here nor there. For whatever reason, there's 2 sequels.
Oh yeah, I always forget that there's sequels.
And it has Anthony Perkins in it. Like, it's not like a direct to video sequel that ain't got nothing to do with the original people. Now I don't know if Hitchcock directed the sequels or not. I just know that Anthony Perkins is in them. I haven't heard anybody talk about them, whether it's like don't worry about them.
Yeah.
So if y'all have seen the sequels and they're worthy of watching, let us know in the comments.
I'm gonna theorize what happened. He broke out of jail. I don't know who in charge, him or his mama in the brain, but one of them broke out of jail. They on the run. This psycho too. They on the run. They killed somebody. Took that car. They didn't even take nobody's car. They went to a house, killed somebody, took that house. They ducking and dodging, staying away from the cops, but not really staying away from the cops because they don't know that the cops after them for real. They just know that they didn't want to be in jail no more. But they are definitely killing some folks. The cops are looking for them. They almost got caught at the end, but it's a Halloween thing where they were laying on the ground, and then by the time they got outside, they were gone. And then that's how it got to Psycho 3. Now tell me how wrong I am in the comments.
So, what would you rate 1960s Psycho, and does it belong on the 1001 movies you must watch before you die.
I would rate it. Smells minty. I would rate it 4 cowboy ninjas out of 5. And I do believe it belongs on the list because of all the firsts that happened in the film. Thank you. How about yourself?
I would rate it, and I'm still struggling here. I don't know if I want to give it a 3.5 or 4 cowboy ninjas out of 5. Because I really liked it. I liked the visuals, like there were creepy angles, but it wasn't like, though it was registered as a horror, I'm aware that there's different levels of horror in general, and then the older you go back, the farther you go back in time, the less horror-y it is. Like the tiniest of things could be considered horror, right? Just because the world was so more uptight, and now we just unbridled do whatever. Like, it's ridiculous the amount of stuff we get away with. But like I was entertained the whole time, but I wasn't in any form creeped out. Because it's always got to be, like, for me, horror has to have some level of creep to it. Like, it doesn't have to equal out, but it has to be creepy. I was never creeped out. This is kind of like a thriller, more so, which is still, I count within the umbrella of horror. Anyway, I'm more than, like, I guess I really liked it. I'll go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5. I do think it needs to be on the list, just because it's been parodied a million times and it never gets old. Like, whether you've seen this movie or not, which I hadn't up until, recently when we watched this, I knew I would do the like, that's just instilled in my brain. The sound of the violin as the knife is being stabbed, the act of pretending to stab somebody when you have something like that's just ingrained in our brains, and it never gets old. And even though I've seen it a million times and acted it out, for giggles or whatever, seeing it in the movie didn't make it less, like, iconic or whatever, right? And even just a simple shot of seeing a drain and seeing the blood circling the drain, like, that was a cool shot.
It has also been redone a lot from this.
Yeah, that's been redone a lot. Like, there's so much twist endings, you know what I'm saying?
The original M. Night Shyamalan.
Right.
H.
Yeah.
Make that a thing.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
The fact that it was such a, like she said, a crisp black and white. Like, it was a nice black and white. Like, it wasn't. Sometimes when we watch older movies of black and white, it's like, man, I can't see nothing. It's a little dark and grainy. But yeah, I think if you're studying film, you definitely want to watch this for, like, they made Norman creepy from just certain angles. Like, he didn't do anything in particular. Like, he was just acting normal. But like, there's one scene where he's talking to the detective, and it's like shot up under his neck, and it's a weird shot, but it works for the scene, right? So stuff like that. The storytelling was great. Like, all around, it's a good movie. So I think, like, yeah, you should definitely watch it. Whether you like it or not is a different story, but I think you should see it, just to kind of see. It's a classic. Oh, double back, little Inception, little meta. We previously reviewed Peeping Tom, and we had said in the Peeping Tom review that this movie and Peeping Tom came out the same year, like months apart. Even though Peeping Tom is nothing like this, these movies are compared.
Was a serial killer.
He was a serial killer.
And Norman, he wasn't a serial killer. He just killed a lot of people. If they didn't come to the hotel, he wouldn't have killed them.
We only know for a fact that he killed 3 people.
That's true.
Like, we don't know
He
if
probably was killing everybody that came to the hotel.
nah. But if I had to pick, I would pick this easy open peeping Tom. Like, peeping Tom was cool, but this was just way better. What would you pick?
I might pick Peeping Tom over this.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
Y'all decide. Y'all watch
First,
it
go watch Peeping Tom.
and
Then
Psycho.
watch this.
See which one you like
Yeah.
better.
And watch our review of Peeping Tom too.
Yeah, that part. But yeah, thumbs up for me. Would definitely watch again. And that has
Would
been
recommend.
our review of 1960s Psycho.
Thank you for coming. God bless you. Good night.
But before that, like, share, subscribe. Look up the 1001 movies you want to watch before you die list. The
They're
2020
linked in the comments.
version, because they updated like the Guinness Book of World Record.
I know.
So we're going off the 2020 version. And drop a comment.
Linked in the description, not the comments.
Yeah, that. And put a movie you want us to, review. See what we think about it. See if you hate us or love us for our review of it. We're going to keep it 100, whether we like it or not.
Word.
And this has been another episode of Tatum.